Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Living Lives. Today, I've got a sweet treat for you guys. I've got Dr. Chocolate with me, and I know Michael through BNI, but he has a wonderful company called Noteworthy Chocolates. But let me first tell you what's in my diffuser. I've got wild orange in my diffuser today for a couple reasons, and one of them is because wild orange goes really good with chocolate. And since we're going to be talking about chocolate today, I thought it was a great oil to use, and it's the oil of abundance. And what's better than abundant chocolate? Anyway, so let me introduce Michael. You know, he and his wife found Noteworthy Chocolates, and it's what happens when two people who love working together come up with a crazy idea and start wondering, what if we could laser messages into chocolate? Or dream up a really thoughtful, personalized gift experience, or find the perfect chocolate that anybody, even the most food-sensitive person, would know could eat, or offer a beautiful gift experience using only sustainable packaging. So it's with my pleasure that I welcome Michael, Dr. Chocolate Sauvageau, to the show this morning. Welcome, Michael.
Hello, Wayne. Great to see you.
It's good to see you too. So
thanks for inviting me.
Oh, my pleasure. So tell us about how you became Dr. Chocolate.
So it was funny. It was really you're having done Noteworthy Chocolate. So let me tell you, I'm talking to you from the world's only chocolate laser engraving factory, or the chocolate laser lab, as we like to call it. So you can even see over my shoulder there is some lab coats that we use when we're making the chocolate and working in the lab. So it was, I had a visitor. He was a BNI friend. We were doing a one-to-one, and I was wearing my lab coat and everything. And he just made it funny. Oh, hey, Dr. Chocolate. And it was sort of a nickname that stuck. And I didn't really embrace it until COVID happened. And what I found was that when I would go on to networking events and stuff, or including BNIs, and I was very active in the networking scene in life. But then I go into one of these, and I was just another name, right? And it was just another face on the multi-headed face board that you see. So I started just putting in Michael Dr. Chocolate Sauvageau, and automatically people are like, Dr. Chocolate, what do you do? So I found it as the name helped me be kind of like increase my business, or at least visibility of my business, and letting people get interested in what I do. So I don't really have any professional certificates of doctorism, but I'm not a PhD, but I did figure out how to laser engrave chocolate, and I think we're the first people to do that. So that's cool.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of touring your factory, your lab last week, and it was fascinating to watch the process. And can you tell us a little bit more about how you came up with the idea of laser engraving chocolates?
Sure. So it's a little bit of an elongated story, but I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. So on my 45th birthday, which was just about 6 years ago, I went down to the Jacob Javits Convention Center to an event expo. It was about the whole world of events, all things events. I was looking to get out of a more corporate job that I had, and I had a lot of experience in the event industry. So I went down thinking of looking for an idea that my wife and I could get excited about, starting a business around and creating something really cool to spend maybe the next decade or the next 15 years, hopefully to retirement age, on something that we would love to do. And so I went and I checked out the Javits Center. I got there when it opened. I stayed until it closed. If you've ever been there, I walked probably 5 miles that day. It was huge. I tried to see everything, and I walked away totally disappointed. I didn't find a single thing that I thought was going to be cool enough that I would want to go spend time on. And there was bouncy houses. I mean, there was all sorts of things, and they were interesting, but they just weren't compelling to me. And so I'm on the train on the way home, and I'm coming back. I'm a little dejected. I'm like, it was a bust. And so I was like, all right, Michael, think. If you had one takeaway from the day, just try to distill it down into one thing. What one thing can you come up with? And I thought about it. And I realized that it was chocolate. every single booth that I left offered me chocolate in one form or another. I'm like, oh, wonder if I could maybe serve the industry, like trade shows and stuff, with some sort of cool chocolate. Or, and so I was trying to think in like a very different scope. And how could I serve these people? Or how could I serve that? Or how could I, what sort of, thing could I do with chocolate, right? And so I was thinking about it. And, I don't have any history in chocolate, right? I'm a communications theater major, right? I have done a whole lot of different things in my career, but food was never one of them. And the only thing I really know about chocolate is that I love it, right? So I was thinking about chocolate, and I was like, well, what could I do? And 3 days before that, a friend of mine had shared this video of this brand new laser that they were doing a crowdfunding campaign on. And I'm like, oh, gosh, lasers. I wonder if I could laser engrave a message into chocolate. And that really was the idea. I was like, I wonder, if we could write a love letter in chocolate, how cool that would be. And I was like, gosh, I wonder if that's possible. So I get home, and Jennifer, my wife and partner, she asked me how it went. I was like, it was terrible. Didn't find a single thing. But what do you think about this idea of laser engraving messages into chocolate? And she's like, well, that sounds kind of crazy. We should probably check it out. And did you know that just 3 weeks ago, the Danbury Hackerspace, which is a co-worker makerspace here in the Danbury area, just got a laser? And I'm like, I did not know that. So I showed up to their open house at the Hackerspace on a Thursday night, met the folks running it, super wonderful folks. And if you all know in the area, if you know Mike Kolchny, then you know what a wonderful guy he is. And I was like, hey, I heard you got a laser. He's like, yeah, we do. I'm like, I got a chocolate bar. I want to engrave on it. And he says, well, that sounds kind of crazy. Let me show you how the machine works. And so
that sounds like Mike.
Yeah, totally. I mean, he didn't let me use it the first time and stuff till I was trained. But we found out from that one sample, we're like, all right, it didn't come out great, but it came out to show promise. And so basically, I joined in the hackerspace and I started showing up with chocolate and just started trying things and incubating things, just trying to figure out, can this work? Will this work? And after, a little bit of time, we realized, yeah, this will probably work. And then we're like, all right, well, then we need to look into the business of doing it. Is the business of doing this workable? Can we figure out how to make money on it? Is there someone else is doing it? If no one else is doing it, why not? Right? And so all these things we had to kind of figure out. But eventually we decided this is what we're going to do. And, oh, hey, that's the chocolate we made for you, Wayne.
Yeah. Just figured I took a picture of it. So it was before it was quite finished. But this is what one of his products looks like, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. So
he did this in a couple minutes while we were chatting in the other room. So
yeah. So, and I mean, it's a great example of what we do and what we've been building. And so, and basically, there's a much longer story on, the starting of a company and everything like that, but maybe we could save that for another day.
So, my show is really all about connections, and I know you've used chocolate to make connections. And, during our talk last week, and I have to tell you, I was going to save, he gave me 2 of these medallions, and I was going to eat one and save one. And the ride was longer than I thought, and I was hungry. Well, the ride was exactly as long as I thought, but I was hungry, and there was this beautiful piece of dark chocolate sitting next to me. So I just have the box left.
Well, as you say, is like, leaving only memories. And that's part of, like, even you talked about at the beginning of, like, our sustainability and packaging. So that bag that it was in actually wasn't plastic. It was cellulose. The box completely, compostable, right? So that's part of the brand values. And, you talk about connections, and essentially that's really what Noteworthy Chocolates and our platform is. It's about connecting, right? Because in the 5+ years now that we've been up and going, nobody once has bought a Noteworthy Chocolates for themselves. It's always to give as a gift for somebody or for a special event, right? And why do we give gifts? Because it strengthens our connections with people, right? It feels good to us to give a gift to somebody you appreciate. But when you find that right gift for them, and they're going to really appreciate it and love it, it doesn't matter it's chocolate, it doesn't matter whatever it is, right? It's that concept of giving somebody something because you thought about them and you made a gifting choice. You spent your money, your time, or whatever in something for them. And if that's not going to strengthen connections, I don't know what will. As far as, especially if you can't be there in person, best thing to do is spend time with people, right? Because that's experiential, right? Experiences are, go on vacation with somebody, whatever like that. But there are a lot of times you can't do that, or you just want to need to give a gift, right? And so that's and I guess it could be kind of hard for your viewers to say, like, well, so it's just it's chocolate, okay, with some writing on it. Why is that make it a good gift? Maybe it would be a good time to show the video, Wayne.
Sure.
If you think that would be appropriate now to show the video, like somebody receiving a gift and see what it looks like, So I'm going to share my screen here.
Yeah.
And play this little video for you. So, yeah, and if you notice the engraved box, right, the outside of it immediately lets somebody knows it's for them. It's that like this gift is for them. It's a one of a kind. It's a thoughtful gift. The message you write is to that person, right? And of course, I mean the chocolate's delicious, and so as long as they're chocolate lovers, they're going to appreciate it. If they're not chocolate lovers, they'll probably give it to somebody they're around who will appreciate it.
But you've said you found that a lot of your especially if you do a certificate or a card like was in that particular box, that people save them. So sometimes they don't eat them, unlike me.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. I mean, it's why we put in that extra round medallion in it, because it says just enjoy, because we thought, we know some people will save it for at least a while, right? And it's mean to give people chocolate that they then can't even try because it's so pretty, right? So we started putting that in, and then eventually they're going to eat it. So if you notice, there was that You're Noteworthy card that had the message on the inside of it too, right?
Yes.
That's the keepsake. Just like any other card you might keep it for a while. If it's really important to you, you probably toss it at some point. But, it's a way that you can eat the chocolate and still keep the messaging. And the fact that, that card says you're noteworthy, right? What a great message, right? And I know it's a play on our name, but the concept for us is to be noteworthy in kind of all the ways we do things, and like noteworthy towards our environment, noteworthy towards people with allergies. So, the chocolate is made allergy friendly for people with tree nut and peanut allergies. It's to be noteworthy in the way we go about, our business with, making sure that we do a great job for our people. I mean, it's trying to be noteworthy with our employees and making sure that they're noteworthy with anybody they're interacting with. It really is. I mean, it's a cultural thing for us, not just a word.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on, because I know the work that you do. I've seen the products that you produce, and I know they are definitely top quality. And you have 5 different mold sizes, right? And then you also have 3 different types of chocolate.
Yep. So dark milk and white, and 5 shapes. So basically that means we keep 15 items in stock, but because we use digital imagery, we can change the text, we can change images. Right now on our website, we probably have 200 different options of designs that people can choose from. And so I mean, the nice thing is that we're really, because we use digital, we can just make almost anything for any occasion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times we do that, like, for weddings, people want special things. We have a really great designer who works with us that, she works with wedding couples and also businesses. And like businesses look for connections, right? Like businesses, they want to engage with their employees. They want to engage with their clients. They want to connect. They want to continue. So that's, I mean, it's why they do gifting, right? And that's a huge part of business is, gifting. So, we're saying like make that gifting more about the recipient. A thoughtful gift is about the person receiving it, and the person who gives it has to have credit. But thinking about the recipient in mind for whatever gift it is.
Yeah, I know we've used them. BNI is what brought Michael and I together in one way, shape, or form. But our my BNI group, Michael's in a different one, has used your chocolate company as to do little medallions for people who renew their membership or have a special accomplishment in their business. And we use, we got a selection of, I think, Milk and Dark or White Milk and Dark, I don't know, with the Mad Hatter's logo on it, because that's the name of our group. And, congratulations. So we've used them as well, internally in our BNI group. And they're a great way of recognizing people, and just it's a fun way of connecting. I know before COVID, when I've seen Michael at events, he was giving out chocolates. So it was like, oh yeah, I got to go see Michael. But, and it's, it's a, pardon the pun, but a sweet way of connecting with people. And
it's not about like,
oh, I think I might've lost you, Michael. You froze on my screen. Uh-oh. I think we might have lost him. Anyway, it's really, I think what he was going to say was that it's not just about, the chocolate and the eating. It's really about making that connection, making an impression, and really just offering something nice that was, a considered gift to the people that you're giving it to. So he's dropped out of our stream altogether. We'll see if he comes back real quick, and then we can continue. So let me, while we're waiting for Michael to come back, let me tell you next week, I've got two different people coming up in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, Michael's back. Let's see if we can add him back in. There we go.
Gotta love technical failures.
Yeah. Yeah, we keep going.
That to be a potato. All right, But you couldn't tell it because it was just like rotating that dial on me. So I was actually whistling the Jeopardy theme for you.
Oh, okay. So what were you about to say?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember. Where were we?
We're talking about a sweet gift.
Oh yeah, just that it's whatever the gift is, it's about the recipient in mind. It's the difference between gifting and promotion, right? There are plenty of promotion companies out there where you can give them the calendars and the pens and all that stuff, and you're gonna spend a couple dollars on things, and that's great. That your idea is to then be getting in front of people, right? It's just that's why it's a promotion. It's like advertising or whatever. It's kind of like a different bucket. Gifting is you don't gift people you don't know, right? You're not gonna, generally. I mean, like, okay, maybe you'll send them a 69-cent pen, but generally that's a promotion, not a gift. You're not going to spend, a few dollars on people you don't know, So when you're gifting, it's because you're trying to maintain a connection. So imagine that with the end in mind. That's what you're trying to do, is do this connection. So make the gift worthy of that connection. If you make it just a self-serving gift about you, like who really, who really wants that gift? What are they going to do with this gift? Are they going to just re-gift it? Are they going to put it in the closet? Are they going to use it? Are they going to appreciate it? Because even if it's gone, like our chocolate, you eat it, it's gone. But you know what? After you've gotten a chocolate that was your name on it, that was made just for you, and you've never had that experience before, the experience is what you remember, right? The chocolate may be gone, but the experience of having that is a memory that will maintain and stay, and hopefully strengthen that connection.
It's like they say, what you said or what you did or what you taught, you're not going to remember, but how you made me feel is what I'm going to remember.
Absolutely.
From an encounter. And that's what, that's what's going to bring people back.
Totally. That's, and we love that, our clients, the people who order the chocolate for somebody else, because again, they don't order it for themselves. They so often, and I can't say always, but they so often get a phone call back with thanks. Like, wow, thank you. That was a really nice gift. And it's also for business too, right? Like they get thank yous. Wow, I've never had a gift like this before. Thank you. And again, if you're talking about connections, then like that phone call is them connecting back with you, right? Creating this loop.
And I know I've gotten some of your chocolates as gifts besides just from you. Actually, from my financial advisor. One year I got, got it in the mail, and it was lovely. It was just wow. So yeah, it's a great, and also I know you've also done wedding stuff, favors and table numbers and all that kind of stuff too. So it's just a neat way if you're, I know brides are a lot of times looking for ways of having some sort of theme or whatever. It can be tied in that way as well. And you can engrave, if you're doing the table number one, you can engrave whatever they want on it.
Yeah, it's great. One of our most popular wedding items is table seating cards, right? Where every name and table number is different. So when people get there, they get their name in chocolate. So it's a brand new experience for them. So that's cool. And for the brides and grooms, there's just the couples, they just one less thing to deal with, right? They're like, oh, I got a 2 for 1. I got my favor and my seating cards done, and in a very unique way. So
yeah, and the only trouble is if there's last minute seating changes are a little hard.
Are a little bit harder. We do say like basically, you have a 2-week kind of cutoff. After 2 weeks before the event, we're kind of forced to run them at that point and get them to you. So yeah. So if you spell Grandma Tilly's name with an IE and not a Y, sorry, that's just not our fault.
Yeah. But, well, I want to thank you for joining me today. This has been a great experience, and I hope, I put in the comments as well as across the screen here your chocolate company, and you can contact Michael through there. There's a contact page on there that you can get in contact in, and the website does tell you all about the different types of offerings that they have and suggestions for, is it a gift for dad, a gift for mom, a gift for a birthday, a gift for a wedding, for wedding favors, all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of ways that chocolate can be used to help you connect with other people. So thank you very much for joining me. And if you just hang out in the green room for a second, I'll wrap up the show and I'll be right back with you.
All right, Wayne, thanks so much. I really appreciate being your guest.
Oh, my pleasure. So wasn't that sweet? I love Michael's stuff. And if you're interested, contact him. It's a great way of making some connections with other people, or just if you're just looking for a personalized gift for somebody, something out of the ordinary for that person that you have no clue what to get. Most people like chocolate, so it's a great way. Anyway, our next week and the following week, I have a couple exciting guests coming up. Unfortunately, I haven't actually nailed down who is when, but some upcoming things are going to be a minister who's also a cabaret musician who's combining his work to minister to the elderly in nursing homes and things. And we also have my friend Jojo, who is a therapist that's going to be coming on with some exciting stuff. He always has interesting workshops. So follow me on YouTube or follow me on Facebook and get notified about upcoming shows. And as always, I encourage you all to go out, make a connection, and live your best lives. Thanks, everybody, and I'll see you next week.